What we're going to do today is we're going to try to take some of this garlic down, because I don't think some of these big ones, I'm going to check a few of them and see, but I don't think that some of those big garlics up there that's still attached to those old stalks, I don't think that they're drying to suit me. So we're going to take a few down, and we're going to take them apart, take the cloves out, and we're going to check the inside of them just to see what they're really looking like. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to check this garlic. I don't, let's see, I could go ahead and trim these roots off this way, or lay them on this side where it won't make such a mess. I'm just going to cut them off. We'll cut them off, and we'll get rid of the old stalks here. They're still drying, but it's been raining so much, the humidity. I'm just worried about the inside of these. I'm going to check and see. It looks like I see some little spots and stuff that probably shouldn't really be there. And while I'm at it, I'll just go ahead and I'll just throw them right over at the rest of them. I'm not going to save them anyway. So if I'm not going to save them, I've saved them a lot for years. I just don't need them right now, to tell you the truth. Let's see what happens here. I think we can just cut those roots off. Just trim them around there. I can't hold on to nothing today. I ain't even gonna pull them off right now. The bubblets, I just throw them down there. We can pick them up later, or they'll sprout. I'm just taking this knife and shaving those roots smooth with the bottom of that, all the way around the edge where the little roots are starting to come out. That's just the way I do it. You don't want to cut into your cloves for sure. Just shave them off. And I shave them pretty smooth right there. Smooth with the paper. And the only thing I do is make the paper come off easier. But we're not really worried about it. I'm just, because I'm going to take these apart. But I'll show you. I just dress them like I would if I was going to leave them whole heads of garlic. They're dried down pretty good, but they can look dried down on the outside. I may not have to do this. We'll know right here. In a second, we'll know whether it's necessary or not. We surely will. Now, you take that paper and just pull that off if you wanted to. And that helps them dry down. And it also cleans them up, you know, the dirt and stuff that's on them. if you're worried about it. Now, if that was me, that right there would be good enough. I mean, if that, for myself. I'll say it again. If you were wanting these heads of garlic to look their best, you'd probably be better off to do what I'm doing right now. Just whack those things off, roots off. I'm talking about the day you pull it. Wash them, get the dirt off of them. They're done wet. But what I'm gonna do, I wanna check, because there's a stem that runs down through here. I'll show you. You open that up, smell it. If it's got a strong smell, now there's a stem that runs down in that naturally. So let's break that off like that. That's what I'm doing. I'm revealing that stem. Now that feels moist. Sticky, which is good. But that stem that runs down through the center of that garlic, right here, this stem, that. I'll hang on to that a second. What I'm doing, pulling that excess off those cloves. We're not breaking the cover that covers the cloves now. We're just breaking the, see now, here's looks like a clove, right? See, this looks like a clove, but in reality, it's got another stem there. You've got to watch that. And you can cut that stem off. Stay away from your clove itself. See, that's got a double stem. Here's another stem. Watch this. Pull that out. There's another little stem. That's what you got to watch when you're just throwing these heads up. See, there's a little clove, and here's another little clove. And this seems to me like it's a little moist. I'm trying to save these cloves because they're big, pretty good sized cloves. Now out of that one head of garlic, let's check this one. I think this is the same way. I'm just going to rip it apart, save all that cutting and tearing. Here's you another clove. And it's moist, a little moist. One of those goes south right now, and that half of them would be right. Too moist to suit me. I want them to dry out, and they've been here long enough to dry. So out of that one head of garlic, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cloves. 6 cloves. Now here's the way I'll do that. I'll just grab them, rip that apart like that, pull the cloves out. I'll lay it on the table. We're not too worried about cleaning them up too well. You don't have to get all that paper off. But now this one, see there's black where that's molded a little on the outside. Not the inside, but the outside. That's fine. I don't like it. I want it out of there. I want them out. Because these is my garlic. You go to get this far along, you don't want to take the chance on them running on you. And they're not hard to get out. You stick your finger right there close to the top of this, push it in, grab a clove, pull it out. Just rip that, there's a double clove. Rip that out. When you run across them double ones, cloves, you'll know there's another in there because you can feel it from the outside. Big old cloves. See, that's a big one. That's bigger than most heads of garlic. But see, there's another now. There's another one, a double one. I want that out of there where that moisture can dry off. Now, I'm not telling you how to do this. I'm simply showing you how I do it. It's like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. 5 cloves. 1 head, 5 cloves. 1 clove, 2, 3, 4. Pull the neck out of it. That neck, that big old neck's that's one of the last things that dries. And see, it runs right down through the center of these. And it would probably dry down. It'd really dry down if you had it inside of you hang it in that greenhouse where it gets hot, hot, hot. Of course, the humidity, it's been high, it's been raining a lot. You just got to get these dried down. It's that simple. Ain't no big deal to it. It ain't hard. Just something else to do. Always more steps than you think in doing something like this. But it goes fast. It goes fast. And once these get broke off and get open like that, when you lay them out, they'll really dry down. That's what we're wanting. Now these smaller ones like this right here, probably is fine, and I probably won't take them apart. I don't know. I don't see none of it in dire need or direct danger right now of spoiling. But just like I say, I don't want to take no chance. I sure don't. Take no chance. But just that one little bundle, I should have counted and seen how many heads there was. And you could take a chance and leave them hanging right there. Leave them alone. But you might regret that later. See where they're turning dark here? Getting dark. That's mold on those papers. And you can shave them off. Take the papers off. It's like that and get rid of that mold. Show you here. Pull her off. Make it look pretty. If he's going to sell it in the store, he'd have to look pretty now, wouldn't it? I'm not fooling with it. I want it off of there. Where these big, thick cloves of garlic can dry. That's what I want. See, that'll dry. Look how big. I just pull the excess off. Any black looking paper. That's just mold. Of course, it's going to die. Get it off. Pull that neck out. Look there, what a clove. Big cloves. Big cloves of garlic. Pull that apart. Just like that. Pull that neck out. There's 4 cloves in this one. Pull that off. Throw it in there. Throw it in there. Skin that out of there. Pull that neck out of there. Get rid of that. See, that's wet. That's them big old cloves, man. It takes a while to get rid of that moisture. I believe there's 2 in this one. Maybe not. It takes a while to get rid of that. And we want that to dry. Now here's one I cut down yesterday. I cut this down yesterday and laid it right over there. And that's already a lot drier than it was yesterday. Just by cutting that, see, now that's mushy. That's mushy right there. That's mushy. See, that's going bad. See that clove right there? It's that top is mushy. The clove itself seems fine. You don't want to you want to lay that out somewhere. I tell you what, I'll almost bet you, I'm gonna split that just lightly, right there, just lightly. Look here, here's the problem. See there? Looked like one clove, but it was two cloves. That'll be fine now. And what that was rotting down was the inner stalk, and that's what I'm telling you. If that jumps to that clove, into that clove, and it didn't, I know it felt solid there, that will rot that clove. It won't now. And see that come off the side. You'll know when you get a hold of it. They'll feel damp, slimy. Sometimes actually have bad scent. But when you're breaking this elephant garlic apart, and you see that's slimy a little bit there. Not the clove itself, but that inner skin. That's fine. When you see this sticking up here, this little thing here, then you pretty well know that we've got a double in there. And they would probably be fine. But you get that out, and you've got a clove that'll last you. You've got one that'll last you. So that is that one little bundle, and I can't remember, it seems like I put 6 and 6 first, and it's first I hung up. So I'll pour these out here right quick if we don't roll all over the place, and I'll count them out of that one bundle, the cloves. Now the gigantic ones, well, they're big. There's 4, there's 6, that's 6 of them right there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 50 cloves, 50 cloves. Not bad. Let's try it again. Now this one seems to be dried pretty good. Now I'll just do these right here, and then I'll be done today with these, because I'm just checking these, because you know I'd rather find out now if there's a problem than come out here one day and them all mushy and rotted on me. Prevention. An ounce of prevention. An ounce of prevention, I say. Now I'll just go ahead and shave these off too. Get the dirt off of it, or it won't be scattered everywhere. I'll show you that you don't have to cut them roots off if you didn't want to. You can go right ahead and that stalk will be attached to them, pop them off like that. Then what you've got is a bunch of grimy hands and smearing that dirt all over your garlic cloves. So I'm gonna cut them off. That's just what I'm gonna do. Just cut them off. It don't have to be perfect. We're not storing these heads. We're storing the cloves. We're storing the cloves, my friends. Some of these little bitty ones, they may have came up from a bubblet from last year. Trees talking to us. Getting windy. It's gonna blow up another rainstorm after a while, it looks like. I believe they're giving one every day for the next week or two. Thunderstorms, scattered thunderstorms, stuff like that. The humidity's been pretty high here the last few days. And when you've got stuff outside drying, wanting to dry, and the humidity's high, what does that tell you? It tells you maybe we need a better place to dry it. So anyway, I've just done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I just throwed them little ones in, so actually there's 12 is what I had them bundled. So let's rip these apart, get them in there. I mean, my goodness. I'm not doing this just for the heck of it. I've let these go thinking they'd be okay. And then when you come out here to decide to open them up and do it, you'd have 1 or 2 in there rotten. And then what that rotten one does, if it don't transfer into the next one, most likely it will. It'll just rot and rot and it'll go right into the next. It will make them awful looking. Discolored, they'll be discolored and ridiculous looking. Nasty looking, basically. So, this is the bare minimum what I do with it. Now, it's like I said, this is elephant garlic. You may do the regular garlic different. I'm sure it would I'm sure that it'll dry out better. It'll dry out better. Now, most of the time, I'd always take my garlic and cut the garlics off of it the day I pulled it. And trim them roots. And I got to leaving the roots because I got to thinking, well, the roots might help pull some moisture out of the garlic. It may do it. These right here, now see, that looks like one garlic head that got that little soft part at the top. You split that skin right there. See there? More than likely, am I right or wrong? Well, no, I guess. I think I was wrong. So that's was one, but it had a other one must have made a heck of an impression on the side of it there. Now this and here, these little ones, hard. These are already dry. The little heads, little bitty heads of garlic, dry. And look at that, what a little clove. I ain't putting that in there. Give it a chance to live. Look at that, little bitty pieces. But anyway, I'll throw them in there. Let's pull that outer skin out. Now these cloves, see, they've got their own skin on them. You're not stripping them plumb down. You're stripping them right down to the cloves protective covering. That's the way I do it. And you don't have to pull that last off. I mean, you could just rip that apart like that. And be done. Throw it in there. See here? Look here, I'll show you. There's one that old outside, it's rotting. It's a rotting. You know, that old musky smell that they'll have when they start going bad. I'll show you. They all look good, this one right here. Now this one right here, look at the end of that. It's fine, but it's that covering. And of course that started from that stalk, that stem. I like to get it off of there. That's what I like to do. Take it and get that off of there. You get down there pretty close and you can feel that. When that's in your hand with this garlic starts getting tacky, you're deep enough. That's gonna dry. It's gonna dry. I just get the outer papers off of that. It's uncalled for. You don't need it. And that'll continue to dry and it'll get this like fly ash. Every time you move, them old skins will be flying everywhere. And I'll store this in my house where it's cool. Cool. There's an old black bug in that and crawling under the skin. You probably thought he had a place to live there for a while. I don't see no bugs trying to damage this garlic or anything. Now right there, see that top? Get that off of there, because that's going south. That old skin's rotting. Instead of drying up, it's turning mushy. But you can stop that if you do what I'm doing here. If you have that problem. Now there's, inside of this right here, I'm going to try to show you, which I doubt if these are little, mighty little. On this paper right here, I know this camera will go out of focus. There's two little maggots right there. Two little maggots on this skin. Now what they are, I have no clue. There's one on that piece of garlic. That's not a good thing. What do you think they would do if they were left there? I can tell you exactly what they'd do. They would eat something, and since there ain't nothing there but garlic, I'm gonna say garlic's what they'd eat. What they're after, no doubt, is that old rotten stalk that's down in there. That again, I'll say, was just too wet, and it's been too humid. And of course, with this elephant garlic, I find that problem persistently. It just can't dry out. Well, some of it will. That's the thing. Some of it will. But I know it will this way. And you know, my advice, if you've got these big old garlic heads, elephant garlic heads, and of course, probably that's the only garlic heads you're going to get this size, elephant garlic, I would advise you to take them apart to secure your garlic, your crop. See, that's big. That's a big clove of garlic right there. Handful. And that's just one clove out of a head. I guess I try to overemphasize stuff. But I'm just trying to tell you what I do. And I've done it. This ain't my first time of doing it. See, that's mushy right there. I want to know why it's mushy. So I'm going to dig down in there. I'm going to take a few of those outer skins off that clove. And by doing so, I will see if there's any problem with this clove before yeah, see there? All that is that it's that outer skins that just couldn't dry that's around that single clove. Because there's such a volume there, and then it starts, when that starts getting tacky, It's like I said a while ago, you know it's already starting to dry. Just forget it then, it's okay. But when that sticks way up there like that, if it's got a problem, right then it's time to get it out. This one's sticking up a little. It's real pointed. I know that's one clove. It's no problem. No problem. Yeah, these are fine. But I'll just go ahead and get that old excess covering off. It don't need it. Believe me, I've done this for years. We got 2 more here and then I'm gonna quit because this is still in pretty good shape. And it's a little muggy out here today and it's fixing to rain. And and after you see one of these broke apart like this and done, I mean, hey, and a little dry or wet inside. I'll lay it down there and deal with it in a second. There's another, and it's got a buddy in there with it. I think, I guarantee it does, because that sits like another stalk. Put that off. Dig it out of there, because I want to show you there's 2 cloves in there. There's a little one. Here's the other one, but we got to keep in mind that stalk running in there. There it goes. Worst case scenario, if you don't take that apart and you left that like that and used that for seed, then you're going to have 2 garlics coming up in the same hole. You don't want that. There's 2 in that. This one right here, it's getting a little mushy around the stem. That all that is, it's like I said, is the excess covering that would, it's fine. That one is, it's off enough. I'm going to show you something here in a second, naturally. It ain't much. I'm just going to recount these. Because they was 100, I think 100 to 106 cloves planted in each one of my rows of garlic. What I have, 3 rows. Whoops, wrong way there, Leroy. Okay, I'm gonna dump them out like a dummy, and I'm gonna count them just to see out of those two bundles how many I had. That's 50. 103. That'll do a row. So if nothing else, right there, it takes that much for me to plant one row the way I plant them across the garden. Not bad. You can see what left. I just took 2 of them bundles down. 2 on the right side. There's garlic all the way through there. You run down there while I've got it on there, and I'll check and see what those onions are looking like I hung up the other day. I'll show you that. I seen that. I saved that to show people the other day. I'll show you. Now I feel right at the top of the onion where that stalk's at. And we're feeling for any soft, spongy feel. Check your onions. Feel them onions. Make sure they're starting to dry good. They're all messed up. But anyway, they seem to be doing good. Of course, they've got a long way to go before they dry. Let me tell you, they do. These Egyptian walking onions, they're in great shape. I'll pull this one apart while I'm here and show you. And then there's those little garlics that I found out there. There's 3 of them. I'll show you. This one's the same way. I want to show you these. Now this garlic, I'll see if I can't get a little closer. But this garlic here, when I was digging this, if you probably heard me say, whoops, I cut some of them in half. I've cut them in 2. Well, there's the clove that I cut right there. I laid them out over here. Here's another one. You can see where I cut it. There, half the side of that clove's off. Now, you see that green? And there's right in here on this other one right here coming up. That garlic is trying to grow because of that clove had been sliced off and cut there and damaged. It's trying to regenerate. I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna rip them out right quick. I'm gonna cut these ends off. And I'm gonna try, just pull this apart, take these good cloves out. And I'm gonna try my best to bring that clove right there out. I got it, no problem. Pull that center stalk out. Get them cloves out of there. Now this is the one that I rammed that hoary knife through. And cut that. Now I'm going to do the same on this one. Pull this one there off. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. That one's cut a little, but it's fine. This is growing. Well, I sheared it off. I'll show you there. This one right here, I sheared that off. I broke that off when I twisted that root. But you can, that cut in two, that garlic, cut the clove is cut in two, half sides off of it. Except inside, right down there toward the root, you can see where that tried to sprout and grow, and it would have grown if that had been stayed in the ground. It'd been another, it'd regenerate. You could probably, right now, you could plant that right there and grow garlic. I'll assure you you could. And you can see, I'll take this apart. You can see where I sheared it in two there. This little booger here has been sheared in two too. See how flat the top is? Look at that coming out the rootstock, or right at the bottom. That germ, or whatever you want to call it in this garlic, is trying to grow. Now that will not grow. That's done. Nature's amazing. Now here is those few little ones that was in the garden that I found that had survived. They had survived evidently from when I'd had them a long time ago. I'm gonna take them off like that. I'm gonna pull them apart. I'm gonna cut them roots off. I'm just demonstrating something to you. Now, here's a whole head of garlic. And here's one clove of elephant garlic. Now I'm gonna open this. I want to see what's in there, don't you? Now this is garlic. It's the kind that gets a purple haze to it. Of course, there's more than one kind that does that. I'll show you if it will let me here. See, purple. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me move on up here. You can see it's purple, kind of got a purple haze to it. And I'm gonna, let's see what kind of cloves we got in there. Little boogers is tight now in there. There we go. Clove 1. Clove 2. Clove 3. Clove 4, 5, and 6. 6. Hang on 1 second. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1 elephant garlic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1 elephant garlic. Simply amazing. and I will save these little ones, all but one. And I couldn't rest if I didn't try that and see what that tasted like. I just want to check out of curiosity. Just a little warm, garlicky. It's good. Now we got a little in here was a little elephant garlic. You can tell the difference here in the colors. This is elephant garlic. Something to compare it to. Elephant garlic, that elephant garlic. Is a little more strong. Not got a little sour kind of. I don't know how to explain it. This is more heat, a little more heat. As far as the garlic taste, I'll take this garlic. Over this. But since this is that size, that's that size, I'll gladly choose this. But I soon have intentions of transferring the majority of the elephant garlic I grow over to music garlic or some kind of garlic that I like a little bit better. As far as cooking, you can take that right there, wash it off, set that in the microwave on a little saucer, set it on probably from 1 to 1 minute and 30 seconds. And then take that out. Right, I'm talking about right now. And you take that out, and it'll be hot. Let me tell you, it gets hot. Let it cool a minute. You split that off there, and that inside this slide out. You take a fork and mash that. And actually, before I start mashing it, I'll take me a dab of butter. One that size, probably maybe a couple of teaspoons of butter in a little saucer. And take that fork and mash and mash and make it and stir that up. And then you can smear that on toast. It's good. Now this stuff raw, any of this garlic raw, is more harsh than it is when it's cooked. And that's about all I know about it. But the garlic, as it stands right now, is in pretty good shape. I don't think that I'm going to have to worry about trying to get it put up. I'm going to take these and lay over here. I don't think I'll have to worry about cutting more of it down now. Within a week, I'll give it one more week. I'll come out here and I'll hand select all through there, the biggest ones I can find, bring over here and check them. If the biggest ones I find is okay, then the rest of it will be fine. But I'm going to take it all apart anyway, so, I mean, I don't know what the, I'll just put that in there. Just remember not to eat it. And that will be all we need to do today with the garlic. But again, you can see what I got here. Before I eat one, there's 103 pieces in there. And of course, I throwed them others in there if they're a different kind. All right. I guess that's all we need to do today. I'll wheel around here and show you one more thing while we're here. You can see the corn patch. I'll go down to the other end. Up there you can see it a tasseling. And right on down here, you'll see the silk. You can see the silk. You can also see a big Japanese beetle there. Now right now, you notice when a person should hit that silk with some permethrin. Now this is the corn patch that blowed down, and I stood it back up. It all didn't blow down, but a majority of it did, a lot of it. And you can see where I stood it back up. And you can see out there where it gets low, right out there, kind of in the middle. You can see that corn trying to stand back up. I just hope it was already pollinated. But anyway, if it don't blow down again from another storm, you will see that we'll probably get all the corn that we need to put up out of that little patch right there. And we've got a hickory corn, a king corn patch down there that we can get corn if we need it. All right, that'll be it today.